And we're back. Let's try a practice problem. The marginal cost of producing X thousand bottles of sunscreen per month is C prime X equals, and I won't read that formula, but you can see it, where C of X is in thousands of dollars. If the fixed costs are $30,000, what's the cost of producing 4,000 bottles per month? Let's make ourselves a note right here, just so we don't forget when it becomes time to substitute here, that our $30,000, since our units are in thousands of dollars, becomes 30. And producing 4,000 bottles per month, since our production levels are in thousands also, that's going to become 4. So that's just a note. The last time I worked this problem, I forgot to do that and had to start over. So I want to make us a note right now, and we'll remember later to do that. All right, then what do we need? Well, we want to know the cost of producing 4,000 bottles, and so we want to know what C of X is equal to. But the problem is, we don't know what the cost function is. We know the rate of change of the cost function, and so we're equipped using an indefinite integral to find C of X. And as we talked about recently, C of X would be the indefinite integral of C prime X dx. Now if we write that out using our particular C prime, I see that the first problem we have to solve is C of X is the indefinite integral of 3x squared minus 24x plus 53 dx. And we've already seen the video and talked about 5 things that we need to know. Among those 5 things are that the integral of a difference and a sum of functions will be the sum and difference of the integrals. And we might also remember that a constant like this 3 can come outside the integral sign. So using those 2 properties, I can rewrite C of X as 3 times the integral of x squared dx minus 24 times the integral of x dx plus 53 times the integral dx. And in each case, this is the simplest case, I can use the power rules to evaluate these integrals. So evaluating the integrals, I'm going to have 3, I'm doing the first integral now, which is an x squared, and so it's going to be x, increase the exponent by 1, and divide by the new exponent. Minus 24, now we're in the second integral, and it's an x to the first power, so increase the exponent by 1, divide by the new exponent, plus a 53. Now this is just times dx, but if we want to remember it this way, we certainly can. I can imagine a 1 in front of the dx, and 1 is x to the 0, so then if I would use the power rule, the indefinite integral of x to the 0 would be x to the 1 divided by a 1. Increase the exponent from 0 to 1, divide by the new exponent, and we're evaluating indefinite integrals, which gives me a family of functions, and so I would add a c, an arbitrary constant. This is how I get different members of the family, by giving c a particular value. And now I can just do some algebra here and rewrite this, and I've got a clean version of c of x. C of x is, now these 3's cancel out, and so C of x is an x cubed minus the 2 into the 24 would give me a 12, so it's minus 12 x squared plus 53, and of course x to the 1 over 1 is just an x, plus an arbitrary constant c. So there's a value for C of x. What about the arbitrary constant? As long as I have the arbitrary constant on there, I have a general solution. no extra points for pointing out to me that I didn't spell general correctly. Well, we want a particular solution. Let's scroll up a little bit and see if we can find a particular solution. And I have an initial value and it's that initial value that will let me find the particular solution. So my initial value is that when my production level is 0, my cost is equal to 30. Remember when we talked about fixed costs? Fixed costs are what you have even if you're not producing. And we know in this case the fixed cost is 30,000, but our units are thousands, and so we've made it 30. When I have 0 production, I've still got a cost of 30,000 or 30 since our units are in thousands. So that's an initial condition. Now that tells me that C of 0 is 30, and I know that C of x is given by this general solution, so I would know that 30 would be C of 0, evaluate it right here, would be 0 cubed minus 12 times 0 squared plus 53 times 0 plus the constant C. And you see that that's a 0, and this is a 0, and this is a 0, and so I've evaluated my constant C equal 30. And from the general solution, which is an infinite family of functions, I now know a particular function that I want. So my particular solution is C of x is equal to x cubed minus 12x squared plus 53x plus 30. And what does it cost me to produce 4,000 units of sunscreen per month? Well, the cost would be C of 4, which would be equal to 4 cubed minus 12 times 4 squared plus 53 times 4 plus 30. And that answer will be in the units of thousands of dollars. And I don't have a calculator in my hand, and so I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you. Catch you on the next video.